again.
Yeah. Yeah. We will have many.
Okay, well.
You missed the tiny window.
There's a very thin window. It's gone now. Hi guys. Well, thank you for joining us Sunday morning. Happy Easter, by the way. Happy Easter, everyone. This is the ADR directing and I guess writing now.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Let's introduce ourselves. Start with the lovely lady on here.
Hi, I'm Kristen Freeman. I'm sorry. I'm really Chris Sabat. Nice to meet you. I'm Caitlin Glass. Hi. I directed a bunch of shows, most notably Oron High School Post Club, a little of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Blind Girls of Iron, Gunslinger Girl, One Piece, and Suzuka, random other things. Those are biggies. Chaos Head, anyone seen that? Yeah, okay, sweet. Wow. Hi. That's really hot. That doesn't need to be that loud. Alright, so that's me.
Hi, I'm Kirk Thornton, and I was going to say I was Corey Walker. You gave me such a nice start.
That was going to be Richard Epcar. Because I'm so tall.
I'm Richard Epcar, buddy.
My name is Richard Epcar.
And I directed, let's see, what are the things that I directed? Togazoshi, I was directing a bunch of stuff. I've directed on Bleach and Naruto. Lots of games I've directed. More and more I'm moving into games because less and less anime is in Los Angeles now. So I've directed the SmackDown vs. Raw for the last 6-7 years. I directed Red Faction Guerrilla, Tom Clancy's Hawks. Recent stuff, I've been working on the most recent Resident Evil game. Sweet. A game called Dragon's Dogma, Steel Battalion, what other things? Those are, but lots of games recently.
My name is Chris Ayers. Some of the stuff I directed, I started with Narama Daikon Brothers and Mermaid Melody, Witchy Bitch. Some of the other stuff, Xenosaga the Animation, Magicano, The Wallflower. Most recently, Nightbreak 1931, EF, Tale of Memories, and the follow-up series, EF, Tale of Melodies. A couple of shows that I can't talk about yet. But I'm very excited because my new show that I'm working on that is kind of my Gone with the Wind, the cast size is so big. Streets, May 15th, it's called The Book of Bantora. It is an amazing series that I'm very, very excited to be a part of. So that's kind of who I am. Oh, I also wrote Dream Me to Marry. So. And my name is Tom Whalen, and they should be here at some point, hopefully. So, this is the Q&A, so if you guys have Q, we've got A. Yeah. What? Role models for directing. There's Tom. I just did my impression. You guys said, could you want yours to say, hi, I'm Tom Whalen?
I learned this from Vic Mignogna. You show up late and you totally steal the focus from any panel.
Nice. We'll let Tom introduce himself, and then we'll go back to that question.
I'm Tom Whalen, and this is directing and writing.
Yeah.
Sure. I've done a bunch of that in the industry. I used to work for Central Park Media, and I directed and wrote a lot of scripts for them. And for the last about 5 years, I've been directing the series Pokemon.
Yeah. Wow. So the question that was put to us, the first question that was put to us, is do you have any role models as a director?
I don't know if I call it role model. There are certain people I've learned from. I worked for Central Park Media over the years as a producer. I employed many directors and got to see a wide variety of styles. So I guess I'm sure I brought a few things to the table myself, but otherwise I sort of adapted little things from people. Tony Salerno was a director he worked on a lot of stuff for me. He ended up working for 4 Kids. he directed some of the things that I think are the greatest stuff that I've worked on in any capacity now and then here and there. And the ping pong club.
Yeah.
It's just really funny.
Rocks.
So there's certain things that I picked up from him. And also Eric Stewart, who worked for 4Kids for many years. And he was a model of efficiency, which, depending on the project, sometimes can become extremely important. And also, being efficient helps get you work.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from him, too. He's great. He's a buddy. And I have certainly learned something working with him, too. But, I was directing long before he was, you know what I mean? So, but any new person that you work with, who's good, you can totally pick things up from, and I'm not shy about stealing
either mine. Like that's something I'm going to talk about in a minute. But for me, I would have to say absolutely Matt Greenfield and Scott McLennan. Scott was my mentor producer when I started directing. Both of them were incredibly prepared. You couldn't ask them a question about a show that they couldn't answer. They did their homework, they did their prep, and as an actor, I appreciate that, and as a director, I feel it's necessary. Charlie Campbell and Kyle Jones, while getting the work done, they kept the atmosphere in the studio light, and even if you worked on something very heavy, the atmosphere was always up, and it was never a drudge going to work with them. Certainly Chris Bevins, who I respect immensely. J. Michael Tatum and Ian Sinclair, both of whom I adore working with. I don't know so much role model. Probably Matt is my biggest role model, but you certainly learn a lot from the people you work with. For me.
Yeah, my big ones were, and most of you don't know him, but he directed on Digimon. He directed me in Bobobo. I mentioned him several times. Michael Sorich. Because he has such a wonderful sense of fun in the studio. He creates a real atmosphere of playtime. Richard Epcar, I learned a lot from him because he's one of the best at rewriting on the fly, and it's important to be adaptable in the studio because even if you get the best adaptation in the world, different actors have different rhythms than the writer had. So you've got to be able to say, okay, that's not working, go with this line. And you've got to be able to come up with it really quick on the fly, otherwise you're burning money. And the last one is Mary Elizabeth. And again, from her, I learned Mary comes in just ridiculously prepared, knowing she knows Naruto inside, outside, upside down. She comes in, she gives you way more information than you could possibly ever need as an actor. So the three of them were pretty much what molded me. But let me add to the question. I also learned a lot from bad directors.
Yes.
You learn what not to do.
Absolutely.
And as an actor, I had a director once, and the direction I got from her was, okay, that was good. Go meaner. And I delivered the line again. She said, meaner. And, okay. And I did it again. She said, no. I want it meaner. And as an actor, she wasn't getting the idea as the director that her message was not getting through to me as an actor. As a director, you've got to say, okay, that's not getting through. I'm not getting across what I want, and you have to take a different, a different angle at it and go, okay, so meaner's not working, so let me describe it in a different way. Okay, that's not working, let me describe it in a different way. And you have to, as a director, you have to stay flexible and constantly be able to attack a problem from different angles. And so you learn things from all directors.
Absolutely.
Probably my biggest influence would be Mike McFarland. Because when I started training, he was the first director that I trained with, and then ultimately he became my boss, and he was the producer, and so I kind of had his standard to live up to. It was a very, very high standard, which works for me because I'm a perfectionist myself. So it's definitely Mike in how much how precise he wants things to look. And everybody wants things to be precise, but with Mike, it's something different. It's checking and double checking, even after, like when I'm directed by him, even after he gets the read that fits and that sounds good, and we both agree that it sounds good, he'll be like, wait a second, and we'll go back and listen to it in Japanese, and I'll go, that's not really their intent, do it again, do this. So that type of precision. And then as far as preparedness, I learned a lot from Chris Bevins, who was the first person to direct me in anything more than a bit part. And just knowing that he knows every, kind of like what Chris was mentioning about Matt Greenfield and what you mentioned about Mary Elizabeth, how important it is to not just know your show inside and out, but know everything that's kind of related to it. Like, they make this joke, and here's why that's funny in Japanese, and like takes a page to describe, like all of that.
It's the difference